And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of DGS. I took like about a 10-15 minute break before I come into this because I figured, well, we're almost done, and I don't want to hold this off for another week to record this. So let's go ahead and get Case 2 done with. And I'm gonna let you all suffer through Asogi's Nocturne theme again. But, yeah, I have so many things I want to say about this case, just in general, just because we found the culprit. But at the same time, it was all an accident. So you can't really be mad at her, and yet you are mad at her. It's just a really complicated situation, and it's just terrible that this happened the way it did, and it was just an accident. Anyway, it is the same day, 7:14 in the evening at the RFS Alicray, first class cabin block corridor. Whew! So, where's Nikomina-san? She's being handed over to Scotland Yard. What about her escape from her country? Maybe Russia will request that she be handed over to them, or... It seems that the English detective is discussing the matter with the immigration department to come to some arrangement. San. So then, does that mean she won't be returning to Russia? That seems quite likely. Even if she decides that she wants to return sometime in the future, she'll likely never see her hometown ever again. That's what it means to be a refugee. I see. So we don't actually see Nico. I'm just gonna say something now. We don't see Nico again in any of the later cases in this game, but I kinda hope she comes back in the future. That's just me. I'm so sorry. Stroganoff-san. I just wanted to do something to help the princess. I wasn't even thinking about you guys, who just lost your best friend. I planned to turn myself into Scotland Yard, along with the princess. I see. Well, for now, thank you for setting me free. I'll never get over losing Asogi, but... Give Nikomina-san my regards. Ah, I will. Now then, you should probably prepare to disembark soon. We will arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me to tell you this, you'll be handed over to the council and deported back to Japan. I understand. After all, I am a stowaway. This comes as no surprise, I guess. Now then, shall we return to the cabin? I guess this means my English study abroad experience is over, before it even started. I laughed with him about raising a little hell in London, but now that feels like a lifetime ago. Huh? I hear someone weeping softly. Oh no. I just took a break to stop myself from crying, and now I'm upset again. Susato-san. Oh, how long have you been there, Naruhodo-sama? I just got back. Detective Hosonaga told me to, so I could get ready to disembark. Even now, I simply can't believe it. Think that a person's life could be so short. Susato-san. Kazuma-sama set out on this grand journey with incredible hopes and dreams. There are always those who have their dreams mercilessly cut short on the way to realizing them. I won't accept it. That's what I told myself. That this could really have been the result of an accident. Just a series of so many small misfortunes. It's too much. It's so meaningless. You're certainly right about that. And for that, there can be no words to express how sorry I am. Detective. It was my duty to ensure that Asogi-sama arrived safely in Great Britain. Not only was I incapable of that, but I also let something as terrible as this happen to his best friend. I, Hosonaga, will give anything I can as a token of apology. I don't blame you for this, Detective Hosonaga. As you can see, I'm finally free. What? Sherlock! Did I perhaps surprise you, Mr. Naruhodo? What? What is the meaning of this? Well, simply this. Those shackles made quite an impact on me, you see? To see them suddenly removed, I somehow feel that the balance of things has been thrown off. It's quite an eyesore. Eh? So leave them on as a keepsake. You are a stowaway after all. Oh my god. Way to break the mood. Just how harsh is this guy? Well, thank you for breaking the somber mood in the air. Sama. Thank you for everything you've done for us on this journey. I offer you my most heartfelt gratitude. No, I shouldn't be. It galls me to admit it, but it was a little too late. It's really a shame about your friend. I offer my heartfelt condolences. I pray that somehow you can learn enough in England for the both of you. I'm afraid that won't be possible. When we reach the next port, when we reach Hong Kong, we'll be disembarking from the ship. We must report what has happened to the council there, and they must return to Japan. Wait, one moment. Isn't it just me, the stowaway? Oh no. A joint decision between those countries' ministries of justice was made in regards to the exchange students the Japanese government was sending over. They were to be a defense attorney and a legal aid. One of each. One of each. Now that the defense attorney Asogi-sama has passed away, there is no choice but to cancel the exchange. It's unavoidable. I don't care what happens to me, but even Susato-san. Oh, come now. This is quite a simple issue. What I'm hearing is that as long as there's a defense attorney, your travels can proceed as planned. Is that right? But there's no one else here who qualifies as a defense attorney. Qualified, For starters, qualifications from your country don't amount to a hill of beans in Great Britain. That's... In any case, there's another month until we arrive in London. I wouldn't think it would be such an impossible feat to find a replacement defense attorney. Right. I know you're thinking it, Naruhodo. I know we're all thinking it. Susato-san. Yes? What is it? I wonder if I could qualify. Eh? But you're not a defense attorney. Or could it be that you're also a student of the law department? Well, no, I'm not, but... In that case, I'm afraid it's out of the question. However, there is still more than a month until we arrive in Great Britain. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? I'll study that whole month. Everything I need to know in order to become a defense attorney. Naruhodo-sama. Ridiculous. What do you expect to accomplish in a mere 40 days? I won't know if I don't try. For the next 40 days, I'll study until I'm at the brink of death. So, won't you please allow me to give it a try? If you don't think I'm qualified to be a defense attorney by the time we arrive in Great Britain, I'll accept whatever punishment you can throw at me. Why are you trying to do something so reckless? Because of what Asogi said. There was something in Great Britain that he needed to accomplish. And if it was for that mission, he didn't care what he had to sacrifice. I don't want that dream of his to end like this. And of course, I'm doing it for myself as well. I will become a defense attorney. I'm determined. How about it, Susato-san? I think it's wonderful. Susato's theme! Susato-san. And what do you think, Junior Detective Spectacles? About what? Here we have one defense attorney and one legal aid. That meets your number requirement perfectly, doesn't it? No, it doesn't work like that. Oh, come now, it'll be fine. And I bet it'll be quite a bit of fun as well. Fun? There are things more important than duty and rules. Such as, is it fun or not? That's all that matters. You're the only one who feels that way. Besides, it's not the qualifications that are important. It's the person's heart. Wouldn't you say? You've seen that with your own eyes. Today, from the time the sun rose until this very moment. This young man, who in the face of the death of his best friend, and being accused of having been responsible for it, shouldered that heavy burden, how he's conducted himself, and what he's accomplished. Very well. I'll think of some way to explain this to our country's officials. Detective Hosonaga. When I think about it, I just promised earlier, didn't I? That I will give anything I can as a token of apology. Hosonaga is the best. Thank you so much, Detective Hosonaga. Now then, I must make my way to the captain's room. I need to report this incident to our country's officials, and consult with them on how to proceed from here. Are you really going to do it? Start studying law right now? Yes, if you wouldn't mind. Could you teach me everything about being a defense attorney? Of course. I'll aid you in any way I can. I am a legal aid after all. Thank you so much. Now that that's settled, Naruhodo-sama. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could see your way into holding on to this. Huh? But, are you sure? Me? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wished. This famous blade has been passed down through the generations. It seems its name is Karma. Understood. I'll take it into my care. Now then, let's make this official. I look forward to working with you, Susato-san. I'm also looking forward to working with you, Naruhodo-sama. Now then, I hope you don't expect me to show you any mercy these next 40 days. I expect you to accompany me until the bitter end. Yes, that's just what I was hoping for. To tell the truth, there's one request I'd like to make of you. Okay, what might that be? Could you please toss me and send me flying 3 times? Eh? In the incident that's happened along this journey, the thought that you would have hurt a single hair on Kazuma-sama's head when you were his best friend is completely unthinkable. I should have known that from the start. I doubted you, Naruhodo-sama. No matter how shaken I may have been by the events that occurred, there was no excuse for that. But it was completely understandable given the situation. Not only was the cabin bolted from the inside, but I was stowing away. No! I refuse to hear any further excuses. No matter what my reasons were, for me to have sent you flying like that, not once but 5 times. Right. You know that's more times than you said earlier, right? So I beg you, pick me up and give me a good hard throw. No! No! I mean, for starters, I've never thrown a person before. He certainly got you there. That's not something just anyone can do. Home-sama. I witnessed it numerous times before. That spectacular toss of yours was truly inspiring. Where the heck were you watching from? Would that be the fabled Japanese martial arts? Yes. I modified the technique passed down through the ages and created my own version. She calls it the Susato toss. One of those will have you blinking stars out of your eyes. Ho, sounds fascinating. To tell the truth, I'm quite a skilled boxer myself. And now he's dancing. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you should show me how to perform a spectacular toss like that. It would be an honor. Then perhaps you could demonstrate a little toss for me. It should prove quite useful to my studies. With pleasure. Now then, Naruhodo-sama, if you'll excuse me. Eh? Oh my god, Susato! Ah! I was expecting her to throw Sherlock. Did you see how I lifted him from my core? Oh, simply wonderful. So that's the legendary Susato toss. No, that was the always deadly Susato drop. As my consciousness faded, the scene from that night floated to the surface of my mind for a moment. Karma.
Yeah, this is the famous blade that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan.
Even so, I'm surprised you were able to get the government to approve it. I mean, for an exchange student to take a Japanese katana into Great Britain.
The Japanese katana is a Japanese person's heart and soul. That's not something you want to be separated from, no matter what the circumstances. This thing will see me through. I truly believe that. Unless I fall and break my neck, in which case I'm screwed.
Cutting evil in half with one stroke. That's a very Asogi-like disposition.
Yeah, that's just it. There's something I have to do, no matter what. If it's to that end, I don't care what I have to sacrifice. I'd be grateful if you'd make sure that happens.
Yeah, alright. I'll make sure to see it through to the end.
I knew I could count on you to say that.
The thing Asogi was talking about then. The thing he had to do. I'm still not quite sure what that was, but... I'll make sure of it with my own eyes. Great Britain's imperial city, London. I hope you guys are gonna get used to this because you're gonna be leaving this game with a lot of unanswered questions because that's what this game likes to do. But we finished Case 2 / Chapter 2 / Episode 2. Case 3 is a very, very interesting case and it's up there as one of the best cases for Ace Attorney by far right now. But we're gonna check that out in the next video. So I'll see you guys then. And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of DGS. I took like about a 10-15 minute break before I come into this because I figured, well, we're almost done, and I don't want to hold this off for another week to record this. So let's go ahead and get Case 2 done with. And I'm gonna let you all suffer through Asogi's Nocturne theme again. But, yeah, I have so many things I want to say about this case, just in general, just because we found the culprit losing Asogi, but... Give Nikomina-san my regards. Ah, I will. Now then, you should probably prepare to disembark soon. We will arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me to tell you this, you'll be handed over to the council and deported back to Japan. I understand. After all, I am a stowaway. This comes as no surprise, I guess. Now then, shall we return to Brett? But at the same time, it was all an accident. So you can't really be mad at her, and yet you are mad at her. It's just a really complicated situation, and it's just terrible that this happened the way it did, and it was just an accident. Anyway, it is the same day, 7:14 in the evening at the RFS Alicray, first class cabin block corridor. Whew! So, where's Nikomina-san? She's being handed over to Scotland Yard. What about her escape from her country? Maybe Russia will request that she be handed over to them, or... It seems that the English detective is discussing the matter with the immigration department to come to some arrangement. Home-san. So then, does that mean she won't be returning to Russia? That seems quite likely. Even if she decides that she wants to return sometime in the future, she'll likely never see her hometown ever again. That's what it means to be a refugee. I see. So we don't actually see Nico. I'm just gonna say something now. We don't see Nico again in any of the later cases in this game, but I kinda hope she comes back in the future. That's just me. I'm so sorry. Stroganoff-san. I just wanted to do something to help the princess. I wasn't even thinking about you guys, who just lost your best friend. I plan to turn myself into Scotland Yard, along with the princess. I see. Well, for now, thank you for setting me free. I'll never get over